Well, off the heels of Deadpool and Wolverine, Marvel had announced that Robert Downey Jr. would be coming back to the MCU, at least not initially as Tony Stark, but as Victor Von Doom playing Doctor Doom in the upcoming two Avengers movies. Obviously, that was a surprise to a lot of people. Now, I know this was some news out there that, people were rumored that this was going on for a while. But officially, when it was announced, a lot of people were surprised to hear it. But it's also surprising how much money he will be making from doing this reportedly. So we're going to check this out real quick, just talk about it. So, hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. And it is reported here, there's some Culture Crave over on Twitter X. It says Robert Downey Jr. will reportedly be paid $100 million to play Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. He says Kevin Feige approached him about the role around a year ago. Says I looked into the character and went, wow. Also, he could end up making $200 million for starring in the films with all the box office incentives, as that's a lot of times how his contract was set up. Now, a lot of this is coming from the Snyder, which he seems like an insider when it comes to Hollywood stuff. But he says he got on Friday, May 10th at 2:49 p.m. I received an encrypted email from a tipster that read, Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to the MCU as an alternate multiverse Tony Stark, who is actually Doctor Doom. Lucrative payday, etc. will be appearing in an end credit kicker. Enjoy. Also goes on, it says, as for why would Robert Downey come back to the MCU right now? Well, for starters, it needs him more than ever. I agree. I think all the original people are needed back. It says that much is clear. Sure, Deadpool and Wolverine just posted Marvel's biggest weekend, $205 million domestically since Avengers Endgame, as well as the biggest opening ever for a rated R movie. Plus, it's going over like gangbusters with audiences. But as Deadpool himself jokes in the film, the MCU seems to be stuck at a creative low point, and it needs a lightning bolt of entertainment to revive fan interest. Downey's casting accomplishes that in one fell swoop. As for the question of why Doctor Doom, it was never a secret that Marvel wanted Downey back, but he was never coming back just to play Iron Man again, as he already said goodbye to that character, whose death was perhaps the most affecting moment in MCU history. You could argue Downey's return at Comic-Con is now on that list, as it ranks among Instagram's top 12 most viewed videos of all time, but he's not back as Iron Man, having closed that chapter of his career. I still contend that he's going to end up being, there's a series of comics that did this where it's like he's still Tony Stark. It's an alternate version, but he will be Iron. I think he will end up being Iron Man in the Secret Wars. I do, but I think this is like I'm not going to call it a gimmick, but it's a way in which to do that. Says they got Ralph Ineson, a great voice actor, no doubt, to be cast as Galactus, which felt like a money-saving move to me. I know Marvel wanted Javier Bardem for that role, but when his F1 schedule proved difficult, they didn't bother chasing their A-list name since the character is CGI anyways. Those savings are now going directly into Downey's bank account. As I'm told, he'll make $50 million per movie with the chance to double that based on certain box office incentives. The Russos will earn a little less, about $40 million per movie between them before the box office bonuses kick in. If you'll recall, and which apparently Robert Downey Jr. would only come back if the Russo brothers were involved. If you recall, Downey's Avengers Endgame salary was only $20 million, though he wound up making a reported $75 million, the same as he did on Avengers Infinity War and Iron Man 3. So either way, Robert Downey Jr. coming back is going to make a lot of money. Now, this is a big risk by Marvel because, I mean, these movies, much like a lot of the other ones with bigger budgets, I mean, these are going to have to make, we'll have to look at what the budgets for these are, but considering, between the Russo brothers and Robert Downey Jr., I mean, they've got to be eating up a majority of that budget just between the main actor here and the directors. And you still have ensemble cast because these are Avengers movies. So there's other actors they're going to be bringing in. So it'll be very interesting in terms of what this does for the MCU. I think this is sort of one of those, they're out of ideas. What they've been doing isn't working. I think this is them recognizing that's not working and needing a revamp of sorts. And I think this probably leads into a soft reboot with, new characters of a new, somebody else playing an Iron Man, a Captain America, etc. Just because, Robert Downey Jr., although in my opinion, he's probably going to still play a version, at least, of Tony Stark and when it comes to Secret Wars and things like that at some point. But these guys can't play these characters forever. Chris Evans likely is going to come back as Captain America before that's recast. So I think this is what it's all leading up to. Obviously, it's got a lot of attention. A lot of people are pretty excited, but I think a lot of people were very like, okay. Like when it came to like him playing Victor Von Doom. And again, I think this is a way for them to not say it's Tony Stark, but it's still a version of Tony Stark, because I don't think that they're going to bring him back for a completely different character. And really, when it comes down to like how this is for the greater MCU. I don't really necessarily like this idea because Victor Von Doom, like Doctor Doom, is an awesome villain, and so the fact that now just it's been like Robert Downey Jr., who is Iron Man, and now he's going to be Victor Von Doom. Whoever is going to end up being Doctor Doom after him, I feel like it kind of, I'm not going to say cheapens, but it makes that role harder whenever you've got, Robert Downey Jr. not only played Iron Man but played Doctor Doom, who are two really big characters in the Marvel, I guess you'd just call it the MCU, but the Marvel catalog. So we'll have to wait and see, obviously, how well this ends up doing. I'm sure these movies will do well, considering just the curiosity alone with Robert Downey Jr. I'm sure they'll have tons of cameos. And really, Marvel was looking at a way to get people to care about the MCU again. And I think this does that. And in terms of $100 million, that's a lot of money. But Robert Downey Jr. is worth that much to Marvel. I don't think you can make any argument that he's worth that much to any other movie franchise or anything like that. But to the MCU, he basically built the MCU with Iron Man. I mean, we wouldn't have any of the stuff we have in the end game, wouldn't have happened, all those things, if it wasn't for Robert Downey Jr. in playing Iron Man. So he's obviously worth it to Marvel. And, hey, make your money. Like, I'm not going to knock anybody for any money they can get. And, he obviously, I'm guessing he had a number and they matched his number and he said, okay. So, in terms of his worth it, I mean, it's not his problem. And Marvel obviously thinks that he is worth it. So we'll have to see how it translates to the box office, which I'm sure these movies will probably make money off of curiosity alone. Hopefully they're well written. I think, Deadpool Wolverine does show people still will come out to see these movies if they're good and if the fans enjoy them. So hopefully that is a lesson they learn from this, which is, it's one thing to have popular actors come back and have these cameos and, all these people pop up. But if the movies are not good, I think that's a thing where the movies just won't make money. So hopefully this is coupled with good writing, a good story, and is an entertaining way to maybe wind down this whole era of the MCU before they more than likely do a soft relaunch or complete reboot of it and start fresh with brand new characters. But I'll have to wait and see on that, but that is going to be it for this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel as we do lots of coverage here of pop culture and theme parks. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about Robert Downey Jr. coming back? And do you think he's worth $100 million to play Doctor Doom? And until next time, we will see you later.